Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, what a week we've had this week. The average rating this week has been 12 stars. The average. The weakest we had I gave 11, the top was 13 and everything else got a 12. Is today's map going to hold up to that standard? Well, possibly. It did have a flaw with it, which has been updated out, which is definitely a bonus. Well done for reading the comments and maintaining your map. Good work there. But is this map, well, is it worth hitting the like button for? I'll tell you what, hit the like button now and then remove it later if you don't like it. That's right, because hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thanks for your support. Today's map is Harpers Ferry by Admiral Xanos. It's a real life location in West Virginia in the US of A, in case you didn't know where West Virginia was. In fact, we did a map very recently in West Virginia, didn't we? There is your start square and Harpers Ferry is right in the middle of there, which is good. The terrain map is very interesting. The local area is full of these ridges running right across the map. We'll have a look at that in a moment or a bit later on. The resources are very usable as well, so thank you very much for that. I'm loving all of this so far. Then off to the workshop. It is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Other than that, it's just a custom theme and a custom LUT, both called Blue Ridge because of the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. And I'm not going to sing. I'm holding it. I managed to get through it. Well done. Okay, the roads are basically follow the exact route of the real roads going through the area. Okay, they're not smoothly, brilliantly, perfectly laid down, but they do follow the exact route. So playability, yeah. Detail, less so, but playability, yeah. Now, if you know the area, if you are from the West Virginia area or have been through this area, I've got a question for you in a moment. Because I've done a little bit of research, just a little bit of research. And if we follow the road down here, this river, by the way, on the left is, it's quite a glorious river. Quite a glorious one. But we're going to come down this way, bear off around away from the river. I'm going to take a bridge. Now, this next river here, it's, oh, hang on. A little bit of foliage almost encroaching onto the road, but not quite. Yes, this next river is more of a brook. It's much narrower than this in real life. So this bridge is a bit of an overkill. It's not a very clean and tidy bridge either. But I think what's this, Israel Creek? I think I read this as being called from memory. I could be wrong. But yeah, it definitely doesn't appear to be as wide as that in real life. But it is there in location, just again, detail. Now, coming up to an area where there is a small town. And in real life, the small town here is called Sandy Hook. Now, if you are local to the area, or know, obviously better than I do, is this the Sandy Hook that made all the news for all the wrong reasons a few years ago? If it is, just let me know in the comments. I'm pretty sure it probably is. There can't be that many Sandy Hooks in the United States. We've got one or two drowned trees down here just at the edge of the water. Now, you could say, well, it's rainy season, so therefore, the waters are high. Okay, I'll let you have that, which means if it's rainy season, there's probably a lot of foliage on the go as well. So I'm expecting a lot of greenery going on. We'll check for foliage levels a bit later on as well. We've got, just checking for blue mantle. No blue mantle. Now that surprised me. I thought there was going to be, that had telltale signs of having mantle glitching through it, didn't it? Anyway, the road's going to be a little bit uppy-downy along here. Again, it's not it's accurate, but it's not smooth and clean and tidy. And it's just down to what you're looking for as a player of the game. Does that bother you that much? How much of an accurate representation do you want? And we'll head up the side of the river here, and we'll do a river crossing in the middle. We've got a little bit of foliage encroached onto the road there. And I think there's another one in a minute along here. A little bit of foliage about here as well. And I think you might find one more thing down here as well. This one bothers me more. That I find a little bit annoying. Just a wee bit annoying. But there we are. It's there. It's what we have to deal with. Over the bridge to the side. And now this is entering Start Square territory now, where the actual main settlement of Harpers Ferry is. Shall we have a little look at that area, or shall we I can't try and decide whether to have a look. Oh, look at this intersection. That's not a merging of lanes, ignore that. Yes, so Harpers Valley, let's have a look. Harpers Ferry is on this little area up here, the elevated section, and it's all on the higher areas as well, mostly, which is good town planning. Makes it easier for us to copy as well. Meanwhile, over here, we've got the Quirky Asset of the Week, which is Vikingskipet Hamar Olympic Hall by Armesto. Now, I'm impressed, Armesto. I thought you were really only about, and I know we had the conversation on Skylines Talk, but I thought you were mostly about all the Galician, the Spanish architecture. But no, you can do modern stuff as well. And this is pretty impressive. Built for, I think it was the 94 Winter Olympics, indoor speed skating maybe. Factoids, because factoids. It used to be the custom to pass a newly born child through the rind of a cheese. Which means the cheese needs eating first. And that's where I come in. Who doesn't like a good cheese, eh? Vikingskipet Hamar Olympic Hall by Armesto. That is truly glorious, Armesto. You've surpassed yourself. Really have. And back onto the roads. The roads which aren't quite up to the standards of the Vikingskipet, but I'll say they do follow the true route. Not every road is down and not every main highway is down, but the ones that you will be interested in to bring the traffic in and through, well, they are here. Bridges there are okay, a little bit clunky on the off side there, and then off towards the fog this way. So we'll have a look at the rail. The rail is going to be basically what you've seen already. It's going to follow the right routes. It's not going to be super smooth, but because it roughly follows the right routes, we're not going to have any stupid, crazy uppy-downy routes. We're not going to have any roller coaster style rides. We're just going to have the correct routes, just not of the highest standard. We're not talking Zosso or Sidai or Bringer of Fire or Wathrodnir, and I'm not going to name any more names because then some of the top creators are going to go, why didn't you mention me? No, I could mention you, but those were just the first few that come to mind, and as I was mentioning them, more and more names came to mind. This bridge is possibly the worst. Again, it's not hideous, it's just not great at all. And then we'll just follow alongside of the rivers. It could just be smoothed out a little bit, and laying the rail down with the correct settings on the fine road tool, and you'd have this lovely and smooth all the way. Up the sides here, and we're going to go across the river in a moment. This is the top of Harpers Ferry, where the start square is. Got these two bridges, and they merge in over here, and they do in real life as well, which is quite good work. And then, well, we had a few things on the roads earlier. Well, we're going to find a few things on the rail as well, because it would be wrong not to, wouldn't it? Like, we just passed a log on the line there, and there's a log on the line there as well, and there's another log crossing the line right there. And if we keep rolling up, there's a few more bits and pieces like this one. The bridge here, does it want to be humpbacked? Not particularly, but it's not horrendous again. It's okay. It's adequate. And again, it just depends on what rocks on the line there, and then foliage on the line there. Yeah, it just depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for the polished finished product, or are you happy to clean things up as you're going along? And if you're happy to do that, then this is not the worst map for it. Definitely, especially if you're looking for a true representation of a real life location. Very interesting map for that one. Anyway, it's time for that intermission, I think.
Wouldn't it be great if Cities Skylines had tides within the game? Well, now it does, thanks to TPB's Tides mods. Want to know more? Then you need BonBonB's Tides tutorial. Click the information button below.
And so, shipping routes at Harpers Ferry. There aren't any, which doesn't surprise me much because it doesn't really look like a shipping route style of river. However, I don't see any air routes, but it does say there are air routes actually on the main page. And look, we've got an air route marked out there. A connection. Now if we come back up here, I know I've seen a plane in the sky, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip down to a normal view there, so we've got to find that plane. So I don't know why air routes aren't always showing up. They do on some maps, they don't on the others, and it means that sometimes I might be wrong and I might be lying when I say there are no air routes. I'm going to take more care to make sure that I check for air routes, because there's definitely a plane there and it's probably come from here. So I don't know why they're not showing up, but they used to and they should do. Water's flow. Water flow is okay. We've got water coming down this main river here. This is it kind of like the river splits because of the way that it has to break through this one place down the ridge. It's all flowing down the stream. Just make sure it merges with a downstream here as well, and that does as well. So that's all good. And then it flows down the main river here. And the main river here, if you were to go down here far enough, if the map continued far enough, you get to Washington DC, and then eventually to the Atlantic Ocean. So, very interesting terrain as well. I think this is an interesting map to build on. We've got loads of flat farm area up here to build into. We've got the interesting river formation as well to work around. Then we've got rapids. Rapids in the rivers. Lovely. Like a bit of rapids. Anyway, where were we? Yes. And then we've got these like basins between the rivers. So you've got the flat land on the left, and you've got the ridge there. These are, I'm guessing, the Blue Ridge Mountains. I haven't even thought about them being ridges. Oh, I'm clever. I'm learning as I'm talking. It's great. So yeah, you got another ridge there. Then you've got more flat farmland. Then you go a bit further, you've got another ridge and another ridge and another ridge. It's like it's been crumpled by some kind of geological event. And then you've got the water, the rivers that basically have forced their way through, found their way through, and it's really a very interesting topography. Anyway, come down there, I'll show you how realistic it is as well. Come down there, we'll just do a quick merge with Google Earth, and Google Earth, there we go, that's the real. Missed out on the opportunity of putting in a stone bridge there as well, broken stone bridge. But also you may have noticed there that there's a whole load more foliage on those hillsides. So yeah, any argument that the water levels are high because of lots of water on the go. Oh, by the way, swastikas. That's built into the texture. That is built into the texture, and it happens just by remote opportunity. And so I just thought I'd point that one out there. I know it's America's getting right wing, but that's not to be recommended. Don't go carving swastikas into. I can't say that in one word. My tongue is trapped. The hedgerows are just a hint at hedgerows, and they work really well indeed. I like the farmland. It's a real good looking farmland over here. What we got going on down here? We've got some sort of gorge. I thought that was some sort of quarry for a minute. And at the bottom of here, we've got some cracks, which means resources. Let's check what resource that is. That looks good. Oh, it's oil. There we are. I've learned something else today. There we go, pull back. So it's an interesting theme. I find the theme a little bit green and bright for me, but there we are. It is blue though. Anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Well, only you can decide. For me, aesthetically, yeah, I find it a little bit too greeny, bluey, washed outy, sketchy kind of thing. It's okay. I don't hate it. I just can't quite give it 4 stars. I want to. I do, but I can't. 3 stars. Detailing isn't too bad. It's not awful. There's lots that need tidying up to get anywhere near a 4th star. I'm going to give it a low to middly 3 for detail. And then for gameplay potential, do you know what? I think this is a very playable map. Yes, you'll probably want to tidy some things up as you're going along, but I think there are loads of options and possibilities with this one. Can't give it 5 stars because there is stuff that will need tidying up, and it's not broken. But I think 4 stars is a reasonable score. So 4 stars for gameplay potential. So Harpers Ferry by Admiral Xanos. What a lovely, lovely little map. And I mean that. You know, you don't have to score 12 stars or 15 stars to be a lovely map. You could have a 9-star map and it still be lovely. Just needs some work on it. 10 stars, still reasonably good score. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Join me on Monday for another map in the What's Map series. We'll have the Steam Weekly Chart Show tomorrow, and of course the Steam Monthly Map Chart Show is out anytime soon, and also following soon the Viewer's Choice for July. Join me for that. Thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very welcome.